you like amongst
like in between the rocks. Ευχαριστώ.
Είναι στα αγγλικά, είναι. Στα αγγλικά διαβάζεις.
Βέβαια.
Ξέρεις, διαβάζεις.
Γορά.
Ναι.
Αυτοδίδακτος. Αυτοδίδακτα, γούρι σχολείου.
Να πούμε είναι...
Κοίταξε, ας σου πω κάτι. Διαβάζω και βγάζω το γενικό νόημα.
Α, εντάξει, συγγνώμη.
Δεν ξέρω όλες τις λεπτομέρειες. I read, but I don't all the details.
Yeah, that doesn't matter at all.
But I understand the meaning. Because it's Shakespearean, I speak Shakespearean, I read.
Experience?
No school.
Yeah, exactly. You speak very good English.
Learned by people.
And reading also.
Κόψε. Έκανε ζημιά.
Δεν έκανε, όλα τα διέλυσε.
Αυτό του μουσαντά ειδικά
το διέλυσε τι είπε.
Τους υπέδωσε.
Τι λέω. Ήταν και τα δυο τα κουνάρια που πάει να έτσι αφανέψαν.
Ήρθε ο Γιώργος του Αρσινίου μαζί με αυτόν με τα σκυλιά του. Τον αντιδήμαρχο.
Τον κτηνά.
Όχι τον κτηνά, ρε, τον άλλον, τον αντιδήμαρχο.
Από πάνω εδώ.
Ναι. Ήρθαν τα είδαν. Τους είπαν βάλει τη μάστορα να τα φτιάξουν, λέει, και τον πληρώσουν μέσα.
Άκουσα και για τσαπαρί, λέπα να πάει εκεί.
Του Παλία τον βγάλουν. Μία ακόμα θα τη βγάλουν.
Ποια?
Μία ακόμα και θα τη βγάλουν. Ποια ήταν μια άλλη.
Του Σμαλιά. Αυτοί πρέπει να φύγουν.
Αυτοί τους δυο θα τους βγάλουν. Μετά μένει το Μουσαντά.
Yeah.
The guns is only for killing. If some people want to build guns, good for them, but taking the guns, doesn't matter if they are politicians or whatever, go somewhere in the deserts where is no people, and they can using them between each other.
Yeah.
Not between families and children and so on, for example.
I completely agree. And that's also part
because
of...
Putin or Biden or anybody who speak in politics and they give the guns to the young people to kill. But they are themselves, they get protected. For example. They ask, volούσατε σε αυτό να
Σου πήρε η φωτογραφία,
So, how did the rocks shape your experience of living here?
The rocks?
Yeah.
Fegara, no, I don't want him because he thinks it's a joke.
No, because it's not a joke. It's not a joke.
Δεν πες τώρα και κάτι για τα βράχια.
Μπέρσα.
Όχι, δεν συμπέρε.
Σώχαζε. The rocks, once you live here, they give you a special power, feeling something great, that you don't feel it in another place, because you are not there to see them, to be in the near to feel it.
Yeah.
You feel the nature. You feel the nature that you are compared to this 1-0 as a human being. That's what the feeling.
Yeah.
Καλά μια χαρά.
And what is your first memory of realizing that the rocks were something special?
It was like a toy for us.
Yeah.
Being children here.
Ναι, αν του πάρω τηλέφωνο σήμερα, 29-8, έτσι. Το ίδιο με το προηγούμενο. Η ίδια αιτιολογία, έτσι.
As a coachload of tourists.
Technology, Δευτέρα να σου στείλει. 29-8.
And it smells really bad.
It smells and noisy.
Yeah.
Destroy.
Sorry, that was I'm just explaining for the tape. That was an enormous diesel bus full of tourists that just drove past us. And we all are reeling from the smoke. Yes.
It was like a toy.
Yeah.
We used to climb up in some places Our grandmothers chase us because our mother used to work in the fields, in the farms, and the grandmothers take care of us as child.
Yeah.
And they chase us behind, not falling down and killing ourselves.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Did anyone that you knew ever get injured or fall down the rocks? Or
Quite a lot of accidents
Oh, really?
we have here.
Do they appear to you in dreams? Since I am here, I am dreaming all the time about these rocks. Do they appear to you when you're used to them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the main thing is the feeling you have by living here of the rocks.
Yeah.
You are compared to the natural 1-0.
Is there any particular place you like most amongst the rocks?
Not the particular one exactly. All of them it's quite different. I've been walking on the top. Some of them there is the highest we climb up and so on.
I love walking in the rocks. It's so nice. How do you see the visitors and their relationship with the region? How does the interaction go? I understand that there's a lot of
The visitors is good. They bring money
yeah.
to the area and so on, but at the same time destroy the customs,
Yes.
the love it used to be before between each other. Because it turns to the materialistic world, to the money thing.
Yeah. Because before there used to be, before the city was
there used to be
destroyed.
love,
Yeah.
much more love between the people until our days.
And even in your own, you remember as a child that there was more love.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
more love and more materials. I remember this place, for example, without electricity,
Yeah.
without 1-2 cars in the village, no telephone. Used to have
Yeah. And your granny, who brought you up, did she tell you stories about her childhood?
It's about
About when she was a little girl? Did she your granny, your grandmother?
yes.
When did she tell you when you were little about her when she is little?
Not too much because the village used not to be here.
Αιτιολογία πώς γράφεται.
Ε?
Αιτιολογία πώς γράφεται.
ΑΕ,
Ναι.
Ιώτα, όμικρον, λο, γεια. Δυο όμικρον. It used to be in the country mainly, near the forest. It used to be a little with animals, people living in one side and in the other side. And slowly, because later on by the walls, the people come and start building this village. And the old part of the village up there, the houses close to each other, so they used to protect from the enemies themselves. That's the idea.
Yeah. And people used to, someone was telling me that the old village down in Kalabaka, there were streets and all the balconies were connected, and that there was a
Small roof.
Yeah, a small roof. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. What was that like?
Very nice.
Yeah. And do you remember it being destroyed?
Κάτσε να το βρω. Προηγούμενο. Πώς?
Ναι.
Όχι, όμικρον, όχι όμικρον, ωμέγα.
Η Λεύκα σου κάτσα, έσπασε.
You ask me grammatic now.
Everyone's got questions for you this morning.
Έψιλον και εδώ.
Sorry about that. He's an apple. Many times we fight. He doesn't listen. He don't want to listen.
Δεν γράφεται έτσι μόνο.
Ας πούμε τη γυναίκα εδώ κάνα ιστορία.
Δεν ξέρω πώς γράφει το προηγούμενο.
Εσύ είπα, ωμέγα, ήτα, τι δεν ξέρεις, όλο δεν ξέρεις. You don't know this, you don't know that. You don't know too much.
So, do you remember when the village was destroyed?
I know, because I born later on.
Yeah.
But I saw many houses from the wall destroyed,
Yeah.
from the Germans. Before it used to be the Turks here,
Yeah.
Turkish time,
Of course.
Byzantine time.
Yeah.
The Turkish were in Greece 400 years,
Yeah.
occupied Greece.
Yeah. And did your family even talk about that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We used to talk. Even my grandfather had been fighting. He used to live in United States, and he come back here just for the Turks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, many Greeks did that. Εσύ ξέρεις ότι ήρθαν οι παππούδες από την Αμερική να απελευθερώσουν την Ελλάδα τότε με τους Τούρκους. Το ξέρεις αυτό? He's laughing about it. He don't know and he laughs.
Would you say that there's a particular character that people around here have, that is particular to this place?
Particular place for?
Do you think that there is a particular identity, a particular character of the people of Kastraki and Kalabaka that's different from other places?
A little bit, yes.
Like what?
Mainly the people who came here came from Albania. As I hear, Albania. Movers, they move to the places. Because of the monasteries, because the monastery is 600-700 years history, and because this area was occupied a lot of land of the monasteries and so on, people used to work for the monasteries
Yeah.
in the farms with animals like goats
Την
and
νύχτα έβριξε
sheep.
πάλι,
So it was like workers in the beginning.
Από
Yeah.
σήμερα
And then
επιθυμεί.
slowly start pieces of land belonging to them.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah. That's so interesting.
So it was like religion. But the idea of the first people until the people today, it's like day and night.
Yes. So you think people have changed now?
A lot.
And how would you say people are now? Because there seems to be a strong sense of community. Look, you're all here.
People now, quite a lot, they lost the meaning and the philosophy of life. Most of them, they don't know why they live. You understand?
I do understand. Yes. And why do you think that you live?
Why I live?
Yeah.
Because I've been born, first of all.
Yeah.
And second one, I don't have the right to finish my life before it comes natural itself. That's how I feel. I have to be strong, or I try to be strong to survive and to make a living. Until this natural let me time and so on to live. And and I try to protect as much as I can myself for make the best of it. It's a miracle. Just open my eyes and see all what I see around me.
Yeah.
That it's everything.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
for example. So we have to be happy because of that. And then anything else. Πώς είπαμε τη λένε Kate.
Kate.
Kate. Nikos.
Nikos, yeah, I know. And you're Yianis.
You don't know the grammatics sometimes. I don't know other things.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Many young people, it seems to me, many young people are staying here.
They stay because one thing is of the tourism now.
Yeah.
Makes them stay. Because there is quite a few jobs. Because a lot of visitors the last 30, 40 years, slowly, year by year, grow. Coming here and many buildings and places for jobs.
Yeah.
Like restaurants, like souvenirs, like hotels.
Yeah, it's nice.
A little bit by agriculture.
A little bit still, yes. Yeah.
Like goats, sheep, cows, pigs. A little bit farming, like grapes and fruits.
Yeah. It's like it's a really interesting culture. Yesterday I was talking to a man who lives in Theopetra. Theopetra, sorry. And and he was telling me that that he has a neighbor who has 2 horses. He has a horse, and the horse has 2 babies. He only needs 1 baby, and he gives the baby to his friend. And I was just like, in London, where I live, people are...
Μη διακόψει, είναι άσχημο αυτό.
People, I think, even if they want to, they might be shy to be so generous and sharing, And here it's just completely normal, it seems to me. And I love this about this community. I have so much respect for it.
I grew up with a donkey, 1 or 2 in the house.
In the house,
In my house.
Yeah.
With 3 goats. And many houses here before used to have 1 or 2 goats, and every morning bring the goats in the center of the village, and the shepherdman takes them around to feed them, and every night come back home for the milk, for living, the families. That was the one thing.
And do you remember, where is this shepherd now? Did he was a nomad, or he lived in the town?
He lived in this village.
He lived here.
Every family give him money for take the animals around.
I see. Yeah. That's interesting. I never knew that was how shepherds worked. And then also the sheep. There's sheep.
Except the privates.
Yeah.
It was for the village. He used to have 150, 200 goats sometimes.
And was there one person who made the cheese with the milk? You'd have a cooperative.
As he lived them in the center of the village, every goat knew which house to go.
Really?
Yeah. Θυμάσαι εσύ τις γίδες που τσάβουναν στην πλατεία και πηγαίναν στα σπίτια οι γίδες. Μια κάθε γίδα ήξερε ποιο σπίτι να πάει. You remember the goats too.
It's amazing. Yeah. So you were living here, and this was your
difference.
Big difference, yeah.
Big difference. Look, now for example, you need to send 1 letter after 2 months, go to the United States or to Australia. Now, in 1 second, you see the person.
Yeah. That's a good thing, I think.
Άρα, σίγουρα φέγα από τώρα. Σίγουρα με ζάλισες, δεν με αφήνεις να ησυχάσω. Ποιο να πρωτομιλήσω εγώ τώρα.
So,
Άντε,
For the-
το ψεκαθαρό του τσέπ.
Ε?
Το ψεκαθαρό του τσέπ.
Γιατί τι να
Να
κάνω.
τι πάρεις στο Μετέωρα.
Εγώ δουλειά να κάνω εγώ σήμερα. Αφού δεν είναι καιρό εδώ.
for the history of the region, for example, my friend Billy Teodoro, he was telling me that there is a story that...
Bye.
Goodbye. Have a nice day. He was telling me that Alexander the Great took people from here because they were good at climbing, and that he used them in his army. And I found this very interesting. Do people tell you, are there stories about the long past?
I don't know much about that. The only thing I know, it's near to here, where used to be the before village. It's about 4 or 5 kilometers from the village here, from Meteora area. There is places they found graves, and they found ceramic from Great Alexander time,
Oh, really?
from Macedonia.
And it's close to here.
It's still here, it's still there.
Do you remember the name of the place?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, could you tell me? Because I'd like to go and visit it. I'm going to go on my e-bike and see.
Yeah.
Is it open to the... Nobody has told me about this place.
Nobody, because I'm better informed, because I walk around for chase,
Yeah.
take dogs and so on, and so I found things.
And there must be old temples and places like that people don't know about.
No, the main thing discovering by raining brings
Yeah.
down, you find the ceramics. And it's surprised because what the ceramics has to do there,
Yeah.
for example. Then you find some graves. It's difficult for you if not somebody show you. You find graves and you see some stone like this. Like this, but big of them. It used to be people, bury people when they die. And it's in Ainalaiyn.
And there's writing?
No,
No writing.
not sure. I mean, some people, they sure discover something and they took from inside anything.
Yeah. I just now was at Theopetra. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Write the name down if you want, and if some local guide wants to take you there someday.
Yeah, I'll ask Billy. Yeah. Wait, hang on 1 second. Sir,
Right. Χιλιομόδι.
maybe if I ask you to write it, because I might not.
Ναι, ναι.
But everybody knows this place. A lot of people know this place.
Ωραία.
Oh, yeah.
And the caves, there must be places in the caves where...
Ναι, σκουλάκι. Πάνω το κάνω και μόλις, να το πάρω στο φαγητό. Ξερή τροφή, να το δώσω. Κοίτα, έχει λίγο να μαζεύονται, να φύγουν. Ναι.
Και μόλις πέρα το χάρτη, το πάγωσα, το άνοιξα το στόμα, του χάρτη. Συνήρθε.
Καλή ώρα, Χριστό.
Συνήρθε μετά. Τώρα κάτσε.
Δεν θέλουμε χριστάρες.
Έχουμε κανένα χάρτη. That's the area where it is, and that's the rock name, Dukena. It's left side once you are there.
Thank you. Wow. I will try to go there. Thank you. Great.
Billy slowly will discover that.
Yeah.
And if I have time, I can drive you there one day.
Oh, please, I would love that. I'd be very interested to see. Because I feel here in the rocks, there's so many very ancient places, Paleolithic, Neolithic, and then there's the monasteries, but there seems to be a kind of gap with the...
Since we grew up here, we used to listen, but maybe that was not true, but it was as like, how to say it, like... Anyway, they say that once this area was underwater, this whole area was underwater, on the top, the highest rock, up there, because you still can see some things building by hand on the rock. You used to live a king and queen, and they used to have boats to go around. And up there, you still can see places where they used to save water from the rain.
Yes, yeah, these cisterns. I haven't been there, but I've heard about this. Yeah, that's very. I've seen one cistern in the little place. I went to. I don't remember the name of the place. I went to the monks' prison, and I was walking with Bailey, and we went to the top of the hill where there's the white cross and the bell. I think it's the Holy Spirit. And then on the way, there's a little hermitage with a cistern.
Yeah, something like that you see up on the top of it.
And this is very, very ancient. And then also Theopatra with the hole.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. But that's a natural hole. Yeah, exactly. And there are there places where the old people would say, don't go there, there's a bad
because
spirit.
They say, and it's like a myth. They say on the top of this rock, there is two boxes, like two boxes. In one of this, it's full of snakes, and in the other one, it's full of gold. But you don't know where is the snakes and where is the gold.
Yeah.
So you don't risk.
So this was...
that was like a myth. It was telling the old people.
Wow. And the caves in those days, do you remember hermits up in the mountains? Were they still not in those days? No.
Because it's like 600-700 years before the first people start. Even my age and my grandparents don't remember stuff.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Before, sure.
Yeah.
But what I hear, once they start building those monasteries in this area, it used to be like 400 or 500 monks working for building 24 monasteries.
Yeah.
Not like compared today, like 20, 30 or 50 of them. Yeah. It used to be action of religion.
Yeah, very.
For building 24 monasteries, by cutting wood and bringing wood with not the technology, and carrying woods, stone of the area to build this.
Yeah.
Imagine, it was activity of people. That was monks, that was people believing or helping them, but it was action.
Yeah.
One small village for building this. And it didn't build in 1 year, year by year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was rain, snow, all this.
What about the trees? Do you, we're always and the sort of fountains and sacred places. I went to Asclepion next to Trikala, where I went there to Trikala, and then outside there's the river, the stream of Asclepius.
Yeah.
This place seems to be a very a place full of energy, a place full of
Asclepius is another story.
yeah.
It's different to this.
It's completely different, but it's in the same sort of place.
Yeah, it's ancient history. Asclepius. The myths say that in Trikala it's also the main road. In Trikala called the name Asclepiou. They give the street the name. And there was the first apotheke, the first medicine, pharmacy all over the world, they say, the first one in Trikala. And the myths say when people pain or don't feel good, once they step on Asclepius' place, on the shop, on the pharmacy, once they step, we have all medicine the human being needs. And the bottle or the medicine, it moves. What the human being needs, it moves itself, and so you take and give and I don't know if you hear about that.
I've never heard about that.
It's like you go to the doctor and he check you today, you don't need to check anyone. You just step, once you step, it moves the medicine on his.
That's great. Wow. And
Like magic.
yeah. Well, I can really believe that. When you go to Asclepius, the river there, I have.
Mama, if you think about Asclepius, if you think about the 12 gods in the Mount Olympus, if we think and believe on those things, sure it was something, but sure probably they built something, like they built the religion, like they built history and so on. For sure, for something we exist in this life. From something we have been built as a human beings. What's that? Difficult. Even all students and all scientific people work. Sometimes they cannot explain things.
Yeah.
What is on around this world, around the planet Earth. Sometimes you come to the point there is no explain for something. For many things.
And what about the church? Do you
The Turks.
the church,
The church.
the monasteries, and somebody of your generation, your grandparents must have been probably. What was their relationship with the church?
Nobody of my family used to live there. Me myself, as a kid, I've been asleep on the monastery.
Really?
Slept, yes.
With the monks?
With the nuns,
With the nuns?
with my mother.
Really?
Yeah.
So why?
Because it was a church service the next morning, we should be there early.
So you'd go. Tell me what would
we slept
happen.
there in the night, and the next morning we get the church service.
What time was the church service in the morning?
Like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
And was this on special days? Was this on?
Yeah, it was something like to explain now. I don't have the right word in English.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Greek.
Sometimes you want to offer something to the god and so on, and you ask the church to pray for your family. That's the meaning of going there. There is a custom on the people for pray, special for them.
Yeah.
And you ask the priest or the monk or the nun to pray, to give the service that day for your family.
Yes. And so then you would go, just you and your mother, you and your brothers and
you
sisters?
going there, or in a village, or in a monastery, or somewhere. And there is a priest who give the service for you.
And what were the nuns like?
The nuns, they're not too open, mainly. But another experience as a kid, living here, and we used to play around the monasteries and so on, and we get hungry. Sometimes we go and we knock the door.
Yeah.
Used to live one nun, and she most of the time used to have the door locked, not so too many tourists at the time, and because we knocked the door and play, she opened the door and give us piece of bread and with some sugar, little water on the top, so we feed ourselves. It's true.
Yeah, that's so nice.
That's I remember as a kid from
And that was from St. Stefan or
Rossano.
Rossano.
Because this woman, the nun, used to be one citizen from this village.
Ah.
Ο Νικόλας ξέρεις το τσαντάκι.
Το μυαλό που έχει αυτό στο κεφάλι θα πει. Κοιτούσε να δώσει συνέντευξη.
Να δώσει συνέντευξη.
Πάρουμε τηλέφωνο. Γιατί δεν σε χρωστάμε εδώ. Έλα εδώ.
Ποιος ήταν τυχερός που βρήκα εγώ.
Είναι 5,5 ευρώ.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Αυτός ήταν τυχερός στην Καλαμπάκια.
Τον έφυσε.
So she was from this village and then she became a nun and was still loyal to the village. And a lot of the nuns come from very far away, no? There's,
From the area close mainly.
yeah.
But it's also another situation. I remember before time, it used to be a lesson in the high school, not in the primary school so much, a religion lesson. So sometimes every Saturday, he used to come monk or priest from the monasteries and used to teach us a religion lesson every Saturday in the schools. Okay? So, the priest and sometimes check the children if they didn't have enough in the families of orphan children who don't have parents. Invite them on a church service to Sunday on the monasteries. For feed them or to give them some money to help them, actually. So slowly, a lot of those children, because of the help, because of the teaching, because of the brainwash, become too much in a religion. And a lot of them later on become monks or nuns themselves.
So they were kind of you could say that perhaps they were looking for new recruits.
This one too, Christos.
Hello, how are you?
Bro.
I'm very good, thank you. Kate.
Christos, you live in Sweden.
Oh, really?
Τι θες τώρα,
Θα καθίσει.
είσαι έτσι τώρα, ρε.
Εκεί, από
Τι
εκεί.
κατάλαβες τώρα, έτσι που
Έλα εδώ ρε, έλα εδώ. Χριστό, Χριστό. Σιο.
Έλα.
Έλα εδώ, γίνουμε συνέντευξη. Έχουμε συνέντευξη.
μην πέσει κάτω αυτό ρε, και εσύ.
Καταλαβαίνεις.
Καλά, πού είσαι νύψες.
Getting old is not easy.
Γινόταν.
No. Yeah, it's a bit of a kind of bit of a hike, no? Oh.
Βαγγέλη. Θα δώσω το καστράκι. Τίποτα. Α, δεν ξέρω και δύσκολα. Για πες.
Ήταν καλή
Α,
ώρα.
καλά.
Αυτό η άλλη έφεγα. Τι έπαθα και πήρα τα παράτησα πέσα του πλάκια τα έφαγα. Και έφυγα. Πέρασα μετά, βρήκα αυτό με τους κάτω. Ναι, έψε ξαναωρίς. Βάζει το μαλάκα στο άλλο. Κάπου αυτό και εγώ να βάλει και αυτός.
Το κάνε μέρος του κανόξου εδώ.
Πώς είναι, γεια.
And so that's not. Do you have any friends who became monks or nuns?
Yeah, people I knew, yes.
And then afterwards, what's your relationship with them? Do they still have coffee with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not.
I've been working in a monastery, building things inside them.
So they're not, because to me as a tourist, I mean, they seem completely cut off. You know, I can't imagine. You know, for example, in London, I don't have any more, but I used to have a friend who was a priest, and I could go and talk to him about my problems and say to him, I don't know, I'm looking at this situation, I'm not sure what to do, please could you help me to think about it, blah blah. And it seems very forbidding, these monasteries like that, but you can, and you have these conversations in the monastery, or you can sometimes go for a walk. Are they free to walk around?
Yeah, we have a lot to tell you about this and the life experience with them.
For example?
I don't know from where to start.
Yeah, exactly. It's really. I don't know what questions to ask either.
Πέρασε κάτω. Γιώργο να πάει στο παζάρι.
I work there. They give us coffees, they give us food, what they used to eat and they cook. They give us too. So more things. Details. I don't remember everything, but I remember the most important, the most curious, and so on. One time it was Easter Day, religion day. Yeah, after cooking and we used to make a tour around the monasteries. We see two nuns walking. Met two nuns. As we say hello and special day, we used some special word for the day, for the religion day. We told them, we spoke with them We were me and a friend, and we tried to shake hands. They don't give hands. It was like shock to us. What we did to them, for example. Like back here in the village, older men, older guys in the coffee like Greeks sitting around, asking, that's it, explain what happened. They say to me, I think you don't know anything about it. About what? About not touching hands, shaking hands. They don't give the hands to normal people. They only touching hands between each other, religion people. Why? Because once they touch hand not from normal people in the society, it's another feeling from the religion. Why? Because there is the Satan, the demon, is getting on, warming up in sexual feelings. Once they touch your hand, or that's what the explanation of the people here. I don't know how this can be true.
Yeah.
So another self-experience one time, because people who have souvenir shop like good friend there,
Yeah.
they have cars and they go from different monasteries to sell things.
Okay.
Because in the monastery now they have souvenirs. Well, we go to Athens with a friend, near Athens, in a monastery, Pedeli is the name. So when we arrived there quite late afternoon, some monks there, they give us 2 rooms, me and my friend, to stay there.
How did that happen?
That happened.
Did you go to the monastery, or did they come and see that you were there and they said, can we offer you a room, or?
No, my friend, he knew them from before.
Okay, yeah.
Me, I just make a tour. I have nothing to do here, and I follow him. Like fun, she plays around. So he says to me, after you leave your things in the room, we have a meal. Food. So we took a keys, we go inside to the room, nice room with one bed and the Bible, the book, and staying there, the bathroom, each room. We getting out, I get out in the living room there, where they prepare something to eat. It was quite luxury. Beers, wine, soft drinks, anything you like.
Okay.
Luxury things. Yeah, after I eat, I was quite a little bit surprised because they were quite rude to each other. The monks there. What is this? Anyway, being shocked it was once I went outside the places in a balcony. And I just want to work like when you arrive in one place, you look around to see what is this. Once I stood there in a fence, in a balcony, it was quite dark. Came near to me one monk. Near. I turned my head to look. His start to talk to me nicely, softly, sweet. I didn't, I changed my feeling. I don't feel secure about this.
Yeah.
No, something is wrong here. You were homosexual. Understand? So what to do? Because in a new place, you don't know nobody except my friend there. He was sitting inside. So slowly, I didn't say anything. I moved to the place inside. I call my friend. I say, here, come. What's this here? What's going on? I says, don't worry, this is normal. What normal? I am in one room alone. I don't know how many monks living in this monastery. In the middle of the night, maybe they break the door, come inside and what's that? That's true. Self-experience. Oh, sure, there is something alive. Once they have been reading once in Mount Athos, where only men is allowed to visit near Thessaloniki. They found a man with AIDS, SIDA. He was reading in a newspaper. Sure, it's something. They have probably sexual life, homosexual, lesbians, all possible. But private, self-experience, this I know.
And in a place like this, what is the attitude towards homosexuality and lesbians, just in not people who are monks?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Not
Not very much. And people
are keeping distance
really,
from this.
even now, yeah.
Even now. Within the mentality, it's quite old. Don't like it too much. For me, myself, I don't care about it. Everyone is free to do to choose what he wants. Like democracy. Even the word from here start.
Yes.
From this.
Exactly, yeah.
Everybody is free. Everyone have the right for himself and for his life to. Yalla.
Yeah. So it seems to be a very nice way of seeing things.
I am around all the time. Now I work in a hotel place during the night. During midday I go to a restaurant, I help. So we see each other.
Yes, please. I would really love that. Can I take your telephone number and write down